What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video. And today we're doing What Naruto is Raised on Myoboku, episode 6. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. In the 2.5 years, Naruto would be training non-stop on Myoboku. Feeling broken and upset about losing Sasuke would still be his motivation to become stronger. Due to how many times he's been betrayed, Naruto would read books that Jiraiya gives him about being a ninja so he can learn better tactics and overall just be a better shinobi. Due to seeing Naruto getting so pumped up about his training, it would rub off on some of the other toads. Gamakichi would constantly spar with his brother, making them both stronger in the process. I could see Naruto essentially making Gamakichi his personal summon, even though he isn't as big or strong as Bunta, but Naruto still believes in him. The blonde would have nightmares about how he let Sasuke go. He'd beat himself up much more about it since he never got the chance to even stop him. It leads to Naruto constantly growing the Kyuubi cloak in his dream, and thrashing about, destroying the home he lives in numerous times. Fukasaku would tell Jiraiya about this fact, and Jiraiya would begin to brainstorm a way to fix things. After some thinking, Jiraiya thinks of a couple methods. If Naruto comes to peace with it, it may lead to him stopping in the future, so seeing Gamamaru would be a good idea. Alternatively, Fukaku could do some training in seals to be able to apprehend him in the future if this ever happens. Naruto goes to see the fortune teller Toad and asks a simple question. Will he be able to bring Sasuke back? The Toad begins to see into the future and tells Naruto he'll look into it, telling him not to fret. After a while, the Toad will tell Naruto that the future is unclear. It's possible to save him before his heart is plunged completely into darkness. It's also possible that Sasuke will be too far gone for him. Meanwhile, Fukasaku would be given the scroll of sealing, and begin to learn S-rank seals whenever Naruto is busy. It means that whenever Naruto does have his night terrors, Fukasaku is able to apprehend him and stop having to rebuild his home, though these night terrors will become much less frequent since Naruto is somewhat at peace, though not fully. Naruto would get some high-class training from Fukasaku and Jiraiya. He learns to make an Odama Rasengan and would begin training to perfect the Rasengan. As he already has the water chakra down, he learned to use that, making a war-release Rasengan that he would call the Rasengama. Naruto then learned to use wind chakra and would create his Rasen Shuriken since he needed a powerful range attack. He'd also learn to use fire release and would create a fire release Rasengan called the Rasen Hia. With these mastered variants of his Rasengan, Naruto feels confidence in taking on the world. Seeing how Naruto's mastered Sage Mode inspires Jiraiya, he'd be training and would learn how to use the perfected Sage Mode, which proves to be a decent buff overall. Over in the Leaf, a couple key differences would occur. Kiba would be motivated to become stronger, wanting to beat up Sasuke with his bare hands. He and Sasuke were just starting to have some sort of friendship, and then he just ups and leaves. Kiba won't have that. He'd be trying to learn Sage Mode, but due to his cowardice, he'd constantly struggle to take in Senjutsu, since he doesn't want to become a stone statue. Kiba would learn the imperfect Sage Mode, which makes him look even more uglier than he originally was. To help out his master, Akamaru would begin to learn how to take in Sage Chakra, and transmit it to Kiba, similar to what Jiraiya does with Fukasaku and Shima. Kiba would also learn how to use 3 Shadow Clones, which helps him get a lot stronger quicker. He also learns to use the Transformation Jutsu with a Wild Lion's Mane to make himself look like Hakamaru, which would be useful in sneaking around. Due to Kiba getting stronger and training hard, it'd make Hinata and Shino stronger as well. Hinata would be Kiba's primary training partner, with her and Kiba becoming closer than ever. She's inspired to get stronger, seeing how determined he is, and promises him that she'll help bring Sasuke back. Over with Kakashi, he'd be training hard like never before. I could see him training with Sakura whenever she isn't training with Tsunade, making the duo much stronger and closer than normal. She'd benefit more from it than Kakashi does, however. It does help him nonetheless. He begins to teach Sakura Genjutsu and helps her learn strategies to use her Genjutsu, in collaboration with her strength to truly land haymakers on people. It makes it even more useful than she already was, which will please everyone. As for Sasuke's training, that's going to remain private for now, as it will ruin the big surprise. Something to mention though is that the Sound 4 are all alive, and will be training with Sasuke, getting stronger in the process. After about 2.5 years, Jiraiya would meet with Fukasaku and Shima while Naruto is busy. He tells them about the Akatsuki and that they shouldn't let Naruto leave Myoboku for a while, not until the threat has passed and they can be sure everything is safe. They'd agree with this notion and would hold a meeting of all the other toads to make sure that Naruto doesn't escape. Not long after this moment, Naruto would be training with Gamakichi, where the Toad would be putting Naruto on the defensive. Using a Shadow Clone, Naruto would gather Senjutsu and enter Sage Mode right as the Toad flies straight at him. Normally, Naruto would be able to dodge or counter this attack, but something catches his attention. He senses a battle far away. It feels like Gaara, against someone strong. before I can dwell on it though, Fukasaku arrives and asks Naruto to grab the appropriate bugs for tonight's feast, which Naruto agrees to, falling out of sage mode, completely forgetting what just occurred since he is a bit naive. Later that night, while Naruto is asleep, he feels a tongue slap him in the face and wakes up to see it retract out his window. He knows who it is, but he doesn't know why he's there at that time of night. Naruto would climb out his window asking Gamakichi what's up. Being Naruto's brother, Gamakichi isn't able to keep up the lie that everyone wants him to. He tells Naruto about the Akatsuki threat, which annoys Naruto. He wants to fight and stop these bad things from happening. That's probably what's happening to Gaara. He might be dead, they have to go help him. He goes to leave, but Gamakichi tells him he can't. His name's on the Toad contract, he'll get reverse summoned right back, and be put in a sealing jutsu. Naruto would find the scroll and uses a kunai to destroy where his name was, pulling out a blank scroll so that he can summon Gamakichi. Naruto begins to leave with Kichi by his side. As they leave and it slowly turns to day, Fukasaku realizes what has occurred. He rushes away, shouting for all the other toads to stop him. As Naruto and Kichi begin to get away, Bunta, Ken, and Hora all appear, telling Naruto to stop. Instead of backing down, Naruto uses a shadow clone to create hundreds of replicas of himself. They all create different variants of the Rasengan and begin to use them on the toads, doing their best to hold them off. Being the strongest, Gamabunta begins to rampage, destroying every clone in the way. He looks down and doesn't see any Naruto left, nor does he see his son. Both of them have made a run for it. He turns around and sees a bunch of Narutos running with a bunch of Kichis and doesn't know how to stop them. The real Naruto and Kichi get quite far, as they know how to get out the mountains as well as due to the strength and speed they possess. They get down in less than a day. Before they can truly escape, Naruto realizes something is off. He dodges a punch and turns around to see Sage Mode Jiraiya, with Fukasaku and Shima on his shoulders. Fukasaku tells Naruto that he's sorry, but Naruto barks that he's not a kid, he can take care of himself. What's the point in all of his training if he can't even utilize it? It isn't like he can come up with a plan. After that moment, all the clones that he had originally made together from Bunta would disperse, sending Senjutsu into the main body, as he stands there ready to fight off all the Toad people. He attacks Jiraiya, proving his strength. He overpowers him, with Jiraiya only beating Naruto due to his brain power. Naruto charges up a Rasengan and becomes red, as he lets out a shout of Rasen here, throwing a flaming ball at Jiraiya, who barely jumps over. The ball explodes, hitting Jiraiya, damaging him quite a bit. Naruto creates a Rasengan but fills it with water chakra, creating his Rasengama. He throws it as he holds onto a water chain, connected to the ball, using it like a ball and chain to swing at Jiraiya, getting a couple shots in. To finish things, Naruto creates a Rasen Shuriken, telling Jiraiya he's sorry. He launches it at him, putting Jiraiya out of commission, as Fukasaku and Shima poof back to Myoboku. Naruto had right on top of Gamakichi, arriving Sunagakure quite quickly. As he's on the way, he bumps into Kakashi, Sakura, and Tamari, and would shout out to them, shocking them at Naruto's appearance. He learns of what happened in the sand, and him and his brother would accompany them, where they obtain Shio and keep moving. After a short scuffle with Itachi, they bump into Data and Sasori, where Naruto, Kichi, and Kakashi begin to pursue the explosion expert. With his anger flowing, Naruto tells Kichi to leap in the air, which Ito does, giving Naruto the height he needs to leap at Data, stabbing him in the back with his blade, making Data throw a bomb at the blonde, annoyed, dropping Gaara's body in the process. As Naruto goes to check on Gaara's body, the events of the Kazekage rescue arc plays out normally, with Shio sacrificing herself to, bring Gaara back. But guys, that's from my video. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below to get up in the next episode. This one was quite eventful, and although it didn't really cover much, as you can see, Naruto is quite strong. How we'll keep a sage mode playing to things? You'll have to find out. And so yeah, bye!